So to kick it off, we got Jushiro sacrificing his life using the god Mimihagi, the only thing that was keeping this man from meeting the king of pop. And I can't help but to think that this is how every person who smokes cigarettes insides look like. Lungs be as black as Hidan's soul, and I know they got that rod wave type stamina too. But Jushiro uses it to keep the Soul King from dying, and Yubak sees this and he's like,
what the fuck?
Cause he's wondering why the Almighty didn't foresee this coming. And this is where we learn that this unknown being is the Soul King's right arm, and Yubak's just like, oh, say less. And walks right over to him trying to kill his father. I'm crying, this man out here trying to commit patricide. This nigga think he Daffy. But the Soul King tries to buy time and puts up this little defensive barrier. But that shit was as strong as one of those Attack on Titan walls was. Cause when we cut back, we see the Soul King struggling and Yubak talking about some,
there's no way out of this one. You're done.
But before he could murk his father, straight Itachi tactics, Ichigo finally breaks the hold his Quincy blood had on him and gets in the way. And this allowed Yoriichi to do more than what Chad and Ganju have done in their entire careers combined, putting this protection over the Soul King to preserve his life. But Ichigo is still out there telling Yubak that he's gonna stop him and protect everything. And Yubak's just like, bro, why you mad at me and the Soul King is responsible for the death of your mother? Say F that nigga. But right as he says that, this man Uryu proves that he's Sneak Nation certified, shooting Yoriichi in the back. And once Ichigo realized who it was, he was in more shock than Dwayne Wade when he saw his statue. I'm crying, they was really playing with bro. This is sick work. I know he was looking at that shit like,
who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that? No damn well who I am. Who the fuck is that?
But that one attack breaks the barrier off the Soul King, and Yubak started rubbing his hands, smacking Ichigo out the way like a father that don't want his kid straight.
Nigga, did I just catch you wanting to be shit?
But he pulls up on the Soul King, and Yoriichi intervenes again with these smoke bombs, unaware that Yubak don't give a fuck about what she doing. Shorty was definitely just trying to get recognized, talking about,
do you notice me? Do you notice me? Yeah, yeah.
No.
But Yubak was not amused, cause he looks to his left and he's just like,
you asked for it, bitch.
And spawns in a goddamn Heartless to handle his light work, completely wrecking her arm, and she gets blasted off the palace. And seeing this really had me on my knees cause the Soul Palace is approximately 9 hours away from the Soul Society. So if my calculations are correct, she definitely catching that Black Widow treatment. But Ichigo tries to get the drop on Yubak, and Uryu tries to shoot him in the back like he did Yoriichi, but he fails. And me personally, I would have gotten tired of him just camping in the back with those arrows. I would have told him,
come to the street, bro. I will beat your motherfucking ass.
But Yubak gets to the Soul King and he's like, finally. They've been pestering bro the entire episode. So he rips off the Soul King's right arm and the whole place starts shaking like this is the rumbling. And out of context, I would have been confused as hell. Cause when did we get to a Lizzo concert? But this is when Ichigo asks Uryu, why are you siding with the ops? And Uryu simply says it's because I am a Quincy. And I can't even hate on him for this, because if I knew the person who was responsible for the death of my race, and Yubak tells me we gonna slide on him, I would have been in that whole like,
I'm with that.
But Ichigo knows that he's not gonna be able to talk no jutsu his way out of this one. So he got no choice but to box. But this is when the Stern Ritters pull up and they realize that they just walked into the easiest lick in the world. Cause they see Chad, Ganju, and Orihime standing there and they like,
fried catfish, yams, collard greens, mac and cheese, cornbread.
And since Yoriichi done got the Tupac meet and greet and Ichigo is fighting against Uryu, that leaves them no choice but to come up with a play. And they did. Kind of. Cause they try to cook up a 5-star meal, but that shit ended up being straight Arby's. Cause Ganju throws out these fireworks trying to confuse them, and bro instantly regretted that shit. Cause Gerard throws his attack right at him and look at his face. That is the face of a man who is not solid. He'd definitely give up the whole squad for a Wendy's Biggie Bag combo. Straight OTF jam. But Chad pulls up with his same trash ass technique, and to no one's surprise, it does absolutely nothing. The attack was so weak that this man Askin is hitting straight Drake memes talking about, wow. Yeah, this is sick work, but all I know is,
wouldn't let that shit happen to me though.
But we cut back to Ichigo and Uryu, and we see that this man Uryu done unlocked a different type of bag. Cause he starts firing the arrows without the bow, got Ichigo out there talking like Future.
Ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way.
But Uryu starts letting off his leaked ray gun, making it rain in that hoe, making Ichigo get caught under the rubble. But he pops out and he like, damn, this man's bag is OP. So he starts running away while Uryu down there moving devious. He's spamming arrows, setting up traps, and I can't lie, if I'm Ichigo seeing Uryu use all these techniques while I'm still using the same move since the show started, I'm busting right into Kubo's office and I'm telling him,
yo, killing me with this. I gave out 30 years of my fam.
Robert.
So Ichigo tries to get away, but Uryu aims the bow right at his eye, trying to make him more and more relatable to Fetty Wap. But his Quincy blood saved him from going outside like Nobara. And this is when Ichigo gets Uryu on the ground, and he got him in that Disney Channel bully pose, trying to make him come to his senses. But ever since they greased his grandfather in 4K, he's just been on some...
It became personal with me.
Going full crash out mode, pulling out his Volstandish form, a technique we've never seen him use before. And I know Ichigo looking up at this enraged, cause he's part Quincy and he never did nothing like this. But after he finishes flexing on Ichigo, this man Hashwell comes out of nowhere to spectate the fight, and Uryu knows he's watching, so he like,
woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
And he starts sending out these Kai Cenat shaped arrows, got my goat ducking and dodging for his life. But just like me listening to Roddy Ricch music, he can't take no more, so he blasts a hole through the wall trying to escape. So then he gets outside hitting the dash, turns around to see Uryu talking about,
you know I'm surgical with this bitch, Jake.
And he starts bombarding Ichigo with them annoying ass arrows. Bro done went from being an archer to just fighting stationary like he Gaara. And this is proof right here, cause he binds Ichigo with this trap, closes his hand, and he detonates it. And that shit look real familiar, don't it?
Got him. We fucking got him.
And then it cuts to these three still going certified paper plate against the Sternritters, but
we do not care.
But then it cuts back and we see that Ichigo actually managed to survive that attack. So Uryu is just like,
you know what? Here go 2 more for y'all.
And pulls out this big ass Quincy arrow. And I'm not even gonna lie, I thought Uryu was gonna hold back, but nah, he's really trying to kill this man. But Ichigo can't go out like that, so he uses a Getsuga Jujisho in order to counter Uryu's attack. And somehow Ichigo's attack got diverted the complete opposite way. But despite Uryu trying to kill him, Ichigo still hasn't given up on him yet. So he refuses to fight back and he drops his guard. And Uryu's just looking at this like, perfect. So he pulls out the secondary straight OJ and he like, Ichigo, you knew this was coming. So he lines that hoe up, getting the angles right, and he shoots my goat straight in the stomach, turning Ichigo into the Apple logo and sends him falling to his doom, ending the battle. And oh yeah, this man Yobak done absorbed the Soul King.
For the love of